Hey guys, Chris from Hockey Tutorial here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Gyroscope Powerball because I thought it'd be a great device to show you guys in case anybody hasn't seen it yet. It's a little exercising ball that you can use to improve your wrist strength, your hand or grip strength, all the way up along your arm, your shoulder, and also your chest. These are all different areas of your arms that you'd use while you're shooting, while you're taking a backhand, wrist shot, slap shot, snap shot, and it's something that a lot of hockey players are always looking to find out ways of strengthening so they can improve the speed and power of their shooting. So I thought that this would be a great device to show you sort of the ins and outs of, and show you how you can use it to help you develop on the ice and also benefit your shooting. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is going to be an unboxing. We're also going to take a look at what it comes with, and of course review it, talk about what it actually does, if it works, how effective it is, and of course where you guys can go and pick one up. So let's kick this off. So kicking this off, just taking a look at the box, you can see it's got a little image of the design over there. I thought it'd be a good idea to quickly mention that there is about 6 different devices with these ones over here. There's ones that light up, there's ones that have timers, like you can see this one has on the top, so it can measure how quickly you're rotating it or using it. It has lots of different features, but we'll touch on that in a moment. But just to let you know, there is a few different versions of this one. So if I go ahead and open it up, it's got some instructions over there, things to note while you're using it, sort of like the do's and don'ts. Don't drop it, don't do this. You have the instruction manual over here that shows you how to set it up, because as we said, this is the one that has a timer on the top of it that you can use for loads of different things. You can use it to sort of keep track of your progress while you're using it. So you can have a look through the manual and you can see that it has sort of examples of some of the different versions of the Powerball that are out there. Taking a look at it, you get these 2 little stringy lacy bits that you can see there. We'll move those to one side. Then we'll get the actual Powerball itself out. So here is the Powerball itself. So what this device is a handheld tennis ball sized sphere that contains a computer balanced flywheel on the inside, which is this device that you can see spinning over there. The flywheel is designed so it can spin independently from the actual body of the Powerball itself, which is where the training comes in. So the way that this device works, as soon as you get the flywheel over here that we showed you earlier on spinning, and once you get to be able to keep it spinning or constantly rotating by rotating your wrist in a motion almost like if you're English, when you're putting some sugar into your tea and you're stirring the sugar around with a spoon, that sort of motion, or if you're making some soup or something and you're stirring it around in a pot, it's that sort of motion that you need to kind of get going. But as soon as you start to build up this motion and the flywheel on the inside and the gyro are rotating inside, it creates a crazy amount of force that works against your arms, your wrist, your hands, the grip that you're using to kind of contain the ball in there, your forearms, all the way up to your chest and also your shoulders, believe it or not. So this thing is a crazy device that works on lots of different elements that can be directed towards improving your shooting power and speed on the ice, so which is one of the things that I love about it. And you can see how small it is, which means that you can carry it practically everywhere. So as a quick example of some of the different models that are out there, if you take a look at these 2 over here, you can see that they're pretty much the same. Of course, they're different colours. One has a gauge on the top and the other one doesn't. So this one is just a Powerball. It doesn't have a gauge on the top, which allows you to sort of monitor your progress, and you can sort of set yourself challenges and see if you can beat them, which is kind of cool. So this one, you literally just use it as we showed you earlier on. It does the exact same job as this one over here, but you can't track the progress that you're making. You'd sort of have to find a manual way to be able to track and see how well you're developing by using a stopwatch or something like that. So move this one to the side over there. So the main one over here, which is a new one that I've picked up recently, has this digital gauge on the top. What that allows you to do is set yourself lots of different challenges, and also as you're using this Powerball and the gyro on the inside is rotating, the digital counter over here will clock its RPM, which is the rotations per minute, and you can sort of set yourself, say in 80 seconds I want to be able to maintain a certain RPM, and then it'll log that if you've managed to do that, and then next time you try it you can see if you can beat it. So it's a good way of sort of challenging yourself, and you can use it with your friends to say, because it also has a mode where it will pick up your fastest rotations, which is pretty sweet. So you'll see the quickest that you've been able to do it, and you can kind of show your friends and see, look, this is what I did, how fast can you make it go? So it's kind of nice, and it creates a more of a challenge approach towards using it. So that's a quick breakdown of the different models that you can get out there. So now let's take a look at how to get this device started up. When we opened up the box earlier on, you saw it came with these 2 string bits. One's a spare. You're meant to use these string bits to get the actual gyro and flywheel started. So if I take a look at the gyro and flywheel over here, you can see that it has these little holes for these laces to go into, and a little track for the lace to be laid down into. So what you're supposed to do is put the end of the lace into that hole and then just kind of thread it through like that, and try not to get it tangled up inside. So when you get to the end, Just make sure you hold it so it doesn't get all the way lodged in there. And you're meant to yank the string directly out and to get the flywheel in the middle rotating. And as we said earlier on, you want to use that motion to be able to maintain the flywheel rotating, to get it really going. You want to kind of use that motion where you're kind of stirring some sugar into some tea or some coffee or something like that. That's the sort of best way I can describe it. And you'll see, I've seen a few videos on the internet where a lot of people are using these power balls, but they're using their whole arm and they're kind of shaking madly like that to try and get it going as fast as they can. To sort of get the most benefit out of using this thing, you want to keep your arm as still as possible and only rotate your wrist. The more you sort of focus on just rotating your wrist, the more beneficial this thing is going to be for you. But there is lots of different ways of using it depending on what muscles you want to kind of try and strengthen. And you're meant to yank the string directly out and to get the flywheel in the middle rotating. And as we said earlier on, you want to use that motion to be able to maintain the flywheel rotating, to get it really going. You want to kind of use that motion where you're kind of stirring some sugar into some tea or some coffee or something like that. That's the sort of best way I can describe it. And you'll see, I've seen a few videos on the internet where a lot of people are using these power balls, but they're using their whole arm and they're kind of shaking madly like that to try and get it going as fast as they can. To sort of get the most benefit out of using this thing, you want to keep your arm as still as possible and only rotate your wrist. The more you sort of focus on just rotating your wrist, the more beneficial this thing is going to be for you. But there is lots of different ways of using it depending on what muscles you want to kind of try and strengthen. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing started. So you might be able to hear that now. I've got it going. Right now I'm just doing a sort of side to side motion, as you can see there. And how this would sort of be relevant to hockey is if you're taking a wrist shot where you're meant to sort of snap your wrists at the end of the wrist shot. This is the motion, this is the same sort of motion that you can expect to be doing while you're snapping your wrists. I've only been doing this for a few seconds and I can tell you I can really feel it in this part of my arm over here. It's really starting to get tight and starting to burn, which is quite nice. I can also feel it quite heavily in my wrists over here. So that's just a good sign that this thing's working. Best way to let it cool down is just to, or let it slow down, is just to hold it quite firmly so it doesn't roll out of your hands, and let that flywheel in the middle stop. Because if you get this flywheel going fairly quickly and then put your hand on it, it will sweep your fingers underneath there and pinch them underneath, which can be very, very painful, so be careful with that. But once you do get this thing started, and you're going very, very quickly, it's really difficult to hold onto it. You've really got to squeeze it because it generates so much force. It's literally trying to like rip itself out your hand, so you've really got to keep your grip focused on it, which is one of the reasons that it develops your wrist and arm strength and hand strength so well. So quickly taking a look at some of the ways that you can work different parts of your arm. If you want to be working on your forearm around this top portion over here, you want to be holding the device so the circle flywheel is facing down, and you want to be rotating it clockwise while keeping your arm very, very still, only working the wrist. If you want to be working on the bottom part of your arm over here, you want to be rotating the device, keep it in the exact same position, but rotate it anti-clockwise. If you want to work on your biceps, which is obviously this part of my arm here, you want to hold the flywheel so it's facing your body, and you want to be rotating it clockwise. If you want to work on your chest, you want to keep the Powerball fairly low, quite close to your pocket, and you want to be sort of having the flywheel face towards your hip or your thigh, and you want to be rotating that clockwise. If you want to be working on your shoulders, you want to keep it in the exact same position, but just rotate the Powerball anti-clockwise. Again, keeping sure you want to make sure that you have your arms keeping as still as possible. You can start off very, very slowly with the rotations. As you get more confident and you get the motion down, you can increase the speed that you do it at. If you want to work on your wrists, you want to just sort of turn the Powerball like this, keep the flywheel facing on the ground, and then just work it like that. The slower you go, the more difficult it is, believe it or not. If you'd like more examples of different exercises that you can use to target different parts of your hands, your shoulders and your chest, be sure to click on the link that will be down below to hockeytutorial.com. I'll have some images that will show you exactly how to use this thing in different positions to target different parts of your body. So if you're a hockey player and you're wondering the sort of different things that this Powerball will be able to help you with, it's definitely going to be, if you're new to hockey and you're having trouble being able to get a good grip on the stick, you want to improve your sort of hand strength, this is definitely going to be the best bet. If you want to improve your wrist strength and forearm strength, because a lot of the times when you're taking all of the different shots on the ice, your snap shots, wrist shots, backhands, it all involves that quick snap of the wrist to generate that power and speed. So if you're looking to increase the power and speed of your shots, again, this is going to be the best bet. I showed you earlier on the sort of motion that you can use to practice those twitch muscles that you're going to be using to be able to roll your wrists over. and create that snapping motion while you're taking your shots, so this would be a good bet. Of course, this isn't a device that has to be used by hockey players. It can be used by musicians, by climbers, by tennis players. It's an all-round device that can be used by sports people and also musicians. If you use your hands in any aspect of your work or for some sort of recreational activities, and you want to improve the strength of your hand and arm strength, this is going to be a device that's really going to be recommended. So hopefully this video has touched on some of the things that you guys can expect to get or gain from getting one of these things. As always, all of the links to pick one up will be down below in the video description. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out the forum page on hockeytutorial.com in case you have any questions that you'd like to have answered. And we also have a Twitter and Facebook page. All of those details will be down below, so you can follow us on Twitter and also keep track with us on Facebook. I hope this video has helped anyone that was thinking of getting one of these and might have had a couple of questions that they couldn't find the answers to online. So hopefully this video has touched on everything that you guys needed to know. I would like to wish you all a Happy New Year, as it's the 1st of January 2013, and be sure to check out hockeytutorial.com, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care till next time.